I'm standing in Leaside at the corner of Bayview and Davisville at the future site for 1454 Bayview Avenue.
And this is 66 Amelia, just west of Amelia and Sackville in the heart of Cabbagetown.
And this is 211 Symington in the Junction, one of my favorite neighborhoods in Toronto. And I'm excited to introduce you to Oikoi Living's newest communities. All of these projects, they follow the exact same Oikoi formula, I'm calling it. And what is that formula? Well, it's simple. It's a 3-unit, 3-story modular building, complete with a laneway suite in the back. The 3 units, they're about 1,100, 1,200 square feet, and the laneway suite is typically half of that.
No expenses spared here. From the level of fit and finish on the interior of the units to the facade of the building, which has a solar cladding that allows for power generation to feed into the Tesla power pack on the property.
Not only does Oikoi help solve for Toronto's missing middle, but more importantly to me, it also represents a downsizer's dream. You get all the benefits of living in a condo in a walkable community and the lock it and leave it lifestyle, but you don't have the drawbacks that are sometimes associated with high density living.
All right, now that you've sat through my my attempt at a cinematic intro, let's get into the project specifics. Oikoi is building something that I think is truly unique and needed in the market, so I'm excited to present Oikoi's micro communities to you. So this is the site at 1454 Bayview Avenue. Now, many of the Oikoi sites will be architecturally a little bit unique, but conceptually very similar, and the formula will be identical. So, like I said, you have a 3-story building, 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, so 3 units here. And then if you go to the back of the building, you have the laneway suite, right? And you have the parking there. You have a shared outdoor space here. And then of course you have the rooftop terrace as well. In this particular model on the Bayview site, this is Bayview Avenue and this is Davisville. So an incredible location for this site. And on that note, all of their sites are in great locations. Oikoi specifically looks for over 80 walk score communities and communities that need this type of missing middle housing. This sort of end user friendly condo building, if you can even call it that. It's sort of like an ultra boutique building, 4 units in total. A very European way, a very European style of housing. And so I'm really excited to see this brought to Toronto. So here are the first 3 locations. They have, 10 to 12 more coming this year. So first 3, you have 211 Symington in the Junction. You have 66 Amelia in Cabbagetown, in the heart of Cabbagetown, and you have 1454 Bayview. The rendering on the left here is of 1454 Bayview, and 211 Symington will be very similar to that as well. 66 Amelia, a little bit more architecturally unique. And you can see the basement lockout suites here. So something I failed to mention in my cinematic intro there, and probably my favorite part of the project, is that if you buy one of the 3 units, one of the 3 units in the main building, you actually get title to one of the 3 studio units in the basement. So the basement in Oikoi's micro communities are as elevated as possible to allow for maximum natural light. And then there's 3 individual suites ranging from 150 to 300 square feet. So essentially the size of a hotel room, each with their own bathroom. And those can be used, as a granny suite, as a 3rd bedroom, as a home office, as a gym, as storage. So here's another rendering here. This is a side view of the building. You can see the terrace a little bit more clearly here. And one thing I want to note is all of these buildings will have an elevator, so you don't have to take the stairs. So here you have the back of the building with the laneway suite. This one would have 2 parking. You get a person for scale there, and you can see the back of the building as well. Here you see sort of a side shot of the building, and you can see one of these shared outdoor spaces. So you've got this outdoor space with a barbecue, and then you have the rooftop terrace, which is sort of separated into 2 spaces as well. And you have your fire escape here, which will actually be a green fire escape, which I'll get into in a second. You have green roofs where as per plan, where the building allows. Oikoi has a focus on sustainable living, and so a lot of their finishes are curated and selected in a way to sort of support that end goal. So you have green roofs to the building. You have this cladding that will look like wood or aluminum or stone, depending on where it is in the building, but it's actually solar cladding. So it generates power, which will feed the Tesla power wall, which you'll have in the back of the building. Like I was saying, the staircase, the fire escape will actually be a green fire escape where you can plant things. So, if you want mojitos, not a problem at all. You can plant some mint on your fire escape, run out there and grab it and have some fresh mojitos. Or, you can plant flowers, you can plant whatever you want. But it's a nice addition. It makes the fire escape look much, much nicer. Ultimately, down the line, the plan is actually for Oikoi to have car sharing on their property. with an electric car. But for the time being, likely for the first 3 properties here, the plans will be to sell those parking spaces. So let's get into the good stuff. Let's get into the rendering. So this is an exterior entrance rendering for 66 Amelia, one of the first communities here. Here you have the kitchen in the laneway suite in particular, and you can see the post and beam construction. So very unique construction. You've got high ceilings, really nice finishes throughout these buildings as well. Here you have a dining room, and these suites will actually have heated floors, which is interesting to note. Really nice little feature there. And then we've got a living room rendering here. So again, you can see the post and beam construction, really nice warm wood. Really brightens up. I love post and beam, so I'm a real fan of the design choices that Oikoi has made here. Here's a rendering from the main building looking towards the laneway suite. And then here is the back of the laneway suite along with 1 parking space. All right, so some draft floor plans here. This is a draft floor plan for the 2nd floor unit at 66 Amelia. You have the elevator entrance to the unit here, or the staircase unit entrance here. And of course you have the fire escape as well. So you enter into the unit, you have a small little foyer here, and then you have your kitchen, complete with your island. Really good dimensions on this too. You're talking, over 18 feet from here to here. Then in your living and dining area, you have a nice bay window. You have a balcony as well, and then 2 full-size bedrooms as well, and 2 baths. So no wasted space, really nice floor plan. Both of the bedrooms have direct natural light, so it's not like some of those, interior condo floor plans you see with just the sliding doors for natural light to filter through some frosted glass. These are proper bedrooms with windows, which is nice. All of the units across all Oikoi projects, with the exception of the laneway suites, will of course be 2 bedrooms. Again, their focus is not building for the investor, it's building for the end user, the downsizer, the upsizer, whatever the case is. So here you have 1454 Bayview. This unit is a little bit smaller. So the last one we looked at is almost 1,200 square foot. This one's just shy of 1,000 square feet. Again, you have the elevator enters into the dining, living, and kitchen area. And then you have 2 full bedrooms, ensuite here, walk-in closet here, 2nd bedroom, 2nd bathroom here. Again, no wasted space. So the cool thing is this is not a take it or leave it situation. The developer Oikoi wants to do 12 of these every single year. And so they want some feedback in what you would like to see in this project, changes you'd like to make. And of course, they are happy to sell you one of these units as well. So if you're interested in this, just shoot me a text or give me a call. My information is below. Here we have the rooftop rendering. So you can see a barbecue here, seating area here, and a separate barbecue on this side as well. So sort of, if you think about it, kind of 2 self-contained spaces, more or less. So between the rooftop terrace and your ground floor terrace, where again, you have a nice gathering area with some landscaping, a stone patio, and the 3rd barbecue here. If you really think about it, you have 3 outdoor spaces. So my favorite part about the development is the lockout suites in the basement. So this is from Amelia, but I put up the rendering of Bayview in order to show you one of the basement windows here. So you can see here, it's very elevated. So these will actually be a lot brighter than your typical basement space. And this is one of the workspaces. So some of them will actually have kitchenettes. It's as per plan. In Amelia, they don't, but it does depend on the building and the space, if space allows. So they will all have their own bathroom. And of course, they'll have a door that locks, and you've got this additional space. This one has a bay window. It's 260 square feet, so essentially the size of about a hotel room. So it's basically the size of a studio unit, and you can use it for a granny suite. It can be a 3rd bedroom, maybe a home office. This can be your TikTok recording studio. It doesn't really matter what you use it for. You have that extra space in the basement that you can use. So I think this is really unique. If nothing else, it makes for a great storage space, because I know a lot of times when you're downsizing, especially from a detached home into a condo, it's really daunting, the amount of stuff you have to throw out, because the lockers in condo buildings are 3 feet wide by 8 feet deep by 5 feet tall usually. So it's really hard to condense out, years of accumulating things. So this is a great way to solve that problem. So let's talk about the developer, Oikoi. Really sharp group of individuals looking to build outside of the standard condo box, right? So I'm really excited with what they're doing. Here's some of their past developments. They've also developed a ton of stuff in the French Quarter in New Orleans. So, decades of experience. And I'm going to be doing a video later this week on the proposal that they just proposed at 15 to 17 Elm. You might have heard of it. It's been making headlines already. It is probably the most stunning condo proposal we have seen in a number of years in Toronto. Just absolutely beautiful. If you're not familiar with the location, it's Restaurant Row right by Yonge and Gerrard. And so it's an incredible location for a development like this. Kind of reminds me a bit of the Gaudi building in Spain. So it's a really beautiful building. But like I said, if you want more information on those 3 communities or Oikoi Living micro communities in general, reach out to me. My information is below. I would love to walk you through the project in more detail and help you reserve a unit at one of their future sites if you are interested. Take care. See you guys next video.